Hey boys and girls, it's Vortie! I'm back again. You guys probably wouldn't have noticed that I was gone, and I didn't really mention anything about it unless you're following me on Twitter or on Instagram or whatever, it depends. I can't really remember how they correlate the data or anything. But anyways, I was gone for a couple of days. I was in New York, did a little bit of traveling. I wish my work sent me out there earlier during the Fan Festa, then I could have actually gone there and participated in that, but I actually ended up going a week after or so. And so I ended up going and doing a lot of walking around. I haven't been in New York since I was like really young, so I was walking around through Times Square and seeing the Empire State Building and visiting the World Trade Center area, so that was kind of interesting. I did post only one picture. It was just like this dinner they took us out to. Like, I don't normally go out to these fancy places, but anyways, they gave us like a choice to start. It was expensive, but anyways, if you follow me on that, you probably saw that anyways. So I'm kind of working on a thing that, for those of you who probably are unaware, I do a little bit of travel here and there. So no longer am I doing those crazy trips where I'm gone for a long time. The max I'll probably go anywhere is like literally like 2 to 3 days. Like if they need me to go somewhere, then I'll kind of be like, yeah, sure, that sounds like a good idea. You know, and try to keep it local. And by local, I mean like between like Canada, America, and like, since we're kind of spread, like my company's spread into Mexico, so going down south too, like between then, and if it's like a 2 to 3 day trip, like maximum 4 days, to allow me to actually continue to make videos and stuff like that, and you know, stay close to my family. That's kind of my overall goal. But I also figured if I'm staying local, because I do have internet actually kind of like through Canada, all America, all Mexico, I should be able to do some recordings. So I might actually end up, maybe next time they send me out, I might actually test it out and see if I can bring like a small setup with my personal laptop and see how that goes, and then we'll test that out, and that way I can kind of keep you guys in the loop and maybe do a little bit more of scenery and stuff like that too, so I can actually give you guys kind of where I'm going and do like a little bit of like a vlog or something as I do travels through these different areas, since I'm already there anyways. But I don't want to bore you guys with my travels. So in that case, let's just jump into the few things that kind of came out over the last few days that they've kind of been mentioning. So as you guys have probably known from the leaks, this is nothing new. We knew that the Halloween event was coming around, so that's going to be covered today as well. And the new event, or not event, but like the second part of the event that's kind of coming out for Kingsglaive is also being mentioned here. Alright, so just by looking at the page here, if you've logged in this morning, you probably realized that we've gotten our Halloween touch-ups. Icons have changed. We have the world map here with a hat. We have the Colosseum with like the swords and like the bats, and there's like cobwebs and everything. Our summons here, Espers got pumpkins. There's nothing really here that they added that I can tell off the bat, but the expedition has got this like weird clock from like Halloween with some bats. So overall, they touched up some icons up here as well. Like you got the pumpkin, you got the tombstone for the notes, and then you got, for mail, you got a little skeleton hand holding your mail there. Very, very cool. So just by looking at the tombstone for today, they've announced a few different things. So the update went live. They talked about the featured summon, which is, wow, that was quick. So that's that. See you guys later. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know how that happened, but so you got the summons, you got the Halloween event, you got the wicked beast Cerberus, or Cerberus, however you guys pronounce it, and Cactuar doing. So we're gonna hit up the beast first, and then we're gonna look at the Halloween event. So I'm gonna try and compile everything into one video, so we don't have to kind of fight over it. So the second week of the Kingsglaive event, we're gonna be fighting the wicked beast Cerberus. Anyways, so he's going to be coming along. He's an interesting concept. I wonder if they've changed anything from the JP version to the global version. You can literally poison this guy. It is one of his weaknesses, and he takes about, like, it's a percentage base, which in the Japanese version was 200,000 damage per a tick. And there was different kinds of way of like taking advantage of that. So we'll see if that's still live. I might make a video showing you guys how to kind of just kind of cheese him, because it's very interesting concept of having maybe like 2 or 3 units that can kind of like escape or like hide, or yeah, like with like Zon or Shadow, you can hide. Then you have poison weapons on them. When you hit him with a poison weapon and you hide, you come back, one unit hides, one unit attacks, and you kind of do like that, and you can kill him in a couple of turns. Very interesting concept, but overall he wasn't too difficult in the JP version, so we'll see how that is changed here. So the trusty Moogle gives us a little bit of advice here. He says, be prepared to withstand fire attacks, Kupo. Beast Killer is effective, Kupo. Confusion may become a problem, so be prepared, Kupo. Obviously, he's a beast, we know that. He does do a lot of fire damage, so having that as well is going to make you guys a little bit easier to kind of handle this fight. And Confusion, I think on like every 3rd turn or 4th turn, he's got like this ability when he casts it, kind of like a fire move, and then people get confused because of the fire and the smoke it creates. So it's kind of interesting. Let's look at the event. So it comes out tomorrow-ish, yes, tomorrow-ish. So on Friday, and then for completing the actual missions, for beating it the first time, this is kind of how it is for most of the events, unless it's something specific or whatever, you're going to get your Trust Moogle, 5% basic. Same thing for these events, whatever the current currency is for that event, you're going to get that 10,000 of that. So in this case, you do a limit burst, which shouldn't be hard because this fight, you can do it in 1 turn, but more than likely you can probably just tank and spank it. It's not too difficult. You'll be able to get the limit burst as well. No items or green magic. Depending what kind of units you have, you can do this fairly easily. If you have like an onion or onionite or something, you can probably just avoid that green magic completely because he does an attack, and then he does like a return where he will buff all your units with fire resistance, whatever, and that doesn't count as green magic. As well, you have like Marie and some of those other characters that they're just abilities, they're not green magic. So you can avoid this as well and still get that fire resistance that you're going to require, as well as bringing some of the characters, the newer characters that can kind of boost confusion resistance is going to make it also very helpful. And then probably the best reward you're going to get for a little while in these events, it's going to be Ulrich's Kukuri. So Ulrich's sword is kind of like the item that our boy Nyx uses. Well, he doesn't use it, but Ulrich uses it. But I'm saying is like these are the style of swords they use. It's actually a really nice weapon for like the completion. It's 84 attack for the dagger, 20% or 20 spirit, and then you get elemental resistance to everything by 10%, and you get an MP boost by 20%. Very, very solid dagger. I would put this right on to Nyx if you do have him, or Crow. As well as any unit that you're going to be utilizing that you might need an elemental resistance for, it's going to be very nice. Even the 20 spirit you get is actually going to be pretty solid. Overall, the event itself, based on my experience from the Japanese version, wasn't very difficult. I did it in 2 different ways. I went out there and just kind of just like pushed to do as much damage as possible while poisoning him, so every turn was very effective. And then the second time I beat him on there was just kind of for fun because I saw some videos and I wanted to try it. It was kind of like the hide method where you poison him and then you hide, you poison him and you hide. It was very, very interesting. I did it with like Noctis and like a couple of those other characters. So like Noctis would use Fire Flask, he would jump, and then the other guys would hide, and then when they come back he would also like hide, so he comes back and he would keep doing it because he wasn't able to get one-shotted. So it was a very interesting concept. With all that said about the Kingsglaive event, I want you guys to let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you guys, if you've actually played. You know what, let's propose the question this way. If you guys have actually done the Japanese version, let me know if you guys had a hard time. Maybe I was the one who just kind of, you know, like bumbled my way right through the event and didn't really have any issues with it. But overall, I think that I want to kind of know how you guys dealt with it, because we're going to probably have a challenge in here in this actual event if they've changed any components of the fight, and I'm kind of curious to see if you guys maybe had a different strategy regarding the Cerberus fight. So that'd be really cool to know. It's really hard to ask for the global version of how you guys are doing on the event because it's not out till tomorrow, but let me know what you guys think as well. If you are new and you are looking forward to fighting this boss, let me know. I'm actually excited to hear what you guys think. Personally, the reason I really like this boss, personally, I used to play Final Fantasy 11 online, like most of you guys know, and when they introduced Cerberus into the actual game, when they released like their expansion when Prish and everybody was introduced, this boss was crazy. It was actually one of the most interesting things you could do. But later on, as the game kind of progressed and obviously as the meta changed, you were able to like kill it with 3 people. And the component of the fight that was still interesting is that you were able to like put him to sleep, and then, you know, like with the different heads, they would do different things. And as always within Final Fantasy 11, like really the best way to tank and spank some of these guys that have tails and are really big, because they were massive, you'd have to tank them or fight them off their front feet, which was really cool. But like, that's the iconic style fighting for this boss that kind of makes me want to fight him again, and I can't wait for the global version fight for him. But I want to know how you guys feel about him, and this is an iconic character from the Final Fantasy series, so I want to know if you guys are excited about it as well. So let me know what you guys think of the items, and you know, what difficulty you might face, and I'll see if I can help you guys in any way. But make sure you come back here tomorrow so I can show you guys my way of fighting it. And then again, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm really hoping to try and take advantage of that. It wasn't really a glitch, it was more like a cheese thingy, and it's not really the easiest cheese event. It just gives you the opportunity as a brand new player to still be able to defeat the boss and get those initial rewards as well. Alright guys, so thank you so much for sticking around. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Stick around for future content, and let me know in the comment section below how you guys are feeling with all the questions I proposed, and I will see you guys in the next video. This is Vortie, and I am out of here. Peace!
Decided.